All right, this marks 162 days out. Today was back and a little bit of biceps. Um, I'm recording this intro after I already trained today, so I didn't have time to put together well, that's not true. Okay, you have time for what you make time for. I'll be honest. I don't have my own car, so I am borrowing my friend's. Well, okay, it's difficult to explain the dynamic of the relationship I have with the people that I live with. So I'll make it very clear here. Dan, Dan and Dory, they're married, and they have a daughter, a 2-year-old daughter, and he's like my brother. I mean, I consider them it's like a sibling like relationship, and why is that? Because Dan is my older brother's best friend of many years. Dan is 35 now, 36. It's hard to tell these days. It's all the same. No disrespect, but anyways, so we occupy the same space, we share the kitchen, the living room, stuff like that. And so I'll say it's difficult for me to record content in the kitchen without kind of being in the way because, Dory needs to go in there and do what she needs to do. And it's just like, you know, I have my room, so I just record in here. But I do plan to do like a full day of eating at some point, probably when I'm deep in prep. Um, I'll have a lot more like creative freedom just because I'm like deep in it. At least I feel like that. I mean, I could just demand the space, but it's not a huge house and there's a lot of us moving around, so I'm trying to be respectful of other people and, sometimes they don't want to be filmed. But anyways, so yeah, basically ran some back today, most predominantly back. We've trained a lot of biceps this week. We did it on our first back day this week, and then our arm day, and we went ahead and threw in some like really concentrated like curls on an incline bench, and we like did 15 reps, like kind of curling outwards, like that. Did 2 sets of those. I'll kind of just go through the workout. I'll tell you real quick. We started with deadlift, so we did 4 sets, working up to a top set of 6. So I worked up to 405 for 6. I definitely can do more if I just would stop overthinking it. I do have the tendency of like when it starts to get heavy, I'm just like okay, 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 and like I'm just at that point you're compromising yourself. You're thinking too much about it. But I'm more than capable of doing 405 for more than 6 for sure. I'd go as far as I could probably get 8, maybe 10 on a good day. I don't know. But anywho, so start with deadlifts. I thought somebody was knocking on my door. Anyways, the bathroom is right next to my bedroom, so when somebody knocks on it, I think somebody's knocking on my door. I hold on. Is someone knocking? Nope, nobody's knocking. Okay. Anyways, we're back. Our second movement we did was a assisted pull up, but it's not really assisted. Last week we did the same thing, just regular pull ups. Pull ups are a weak point for me. I'm not really that strong with like my own body weight, so like trying to get up there more than 6 times, it starts to get difficult. But we put really low weight on the assisted pull up, so we did 3 sets of that for about 8. And most of what we do is 3-second eccentric, like tempo movements. That's been kind of like the focus of the training that I've been doing with Marcus. So we do a lot of 3-second negatives, and I've gotten so used to it at this point. Like even when I'm not, like even when it's not a mandatory thing. So like I just find myself slowing my reps down on the concentric. No, concentric is pushing, eccentric's on the way down. Okay, so slowing the eccentric down. Got it. I think I'm pretty accurate. I should know this. Anyways, pull ups, and then after that we did some pronated rows. Um, Same thing, 3-second eccentrics. We what is it? We went up by 25-pound plates on each side, so we call them quarters, whatever. So that was our weight progression. I worked up to a total of 8 25-pound plates. So do the math here: 50, 100, 200. Yeah, that's correct, right? Yeah, yeah, 200 pounds. Um, so yeah, I did that. I think we ended up doing might have been 4 rounds of that. Anyways, and then after that, we did some one arm dumbbell rows. I have a problem like my left side of my body. I did something a while back. I tweaked it. I like my form was really bad, you know, a year and a half ago. So like, and I was a lot smaller and just I just didn't have that dog in me, right? It's what they say. Like I just didn't push myself to actually learn and like open my mind to proper execution of movements. So I paid the price for it. So even now I'm living with like this weird like I'm just like locked up on this side. And so like every time I hit a lat spread it just feels kind of like just something feels off, you know what I mean? But I'm able to train through it. It's probably not healthy, but I really don't have the money to go and get that addressed. Like now there's a service at the gym um, that Marcus has been selling me like because everything's movement patterns and stuff like that. But I think I really actually like twisted something and it's like out of place. So it might be like a matter for a chiropractor to really get in there and like kind of readjust what's going on. Anyways, one arm dumbbell rows, 2 rounds, 10 reps on both of those. I started with 45 pounds and went up to 55 on my second. I don't really need to go extremely heavy on the one arm rows because my lats are not a strong point. Like, they're pretty small. So that's something that we've been focusing on. Trying to really like drive and keep your elbow close and squeezing your pinky. You'll see it. You'll see it when I do it. But yeah, and then after that, it was biceps, and then I did not record calves. We do a lot of like body weight calf. We also do weighted calf machines and stuff like that. Like, don't get me wrong, we do the standing calf machine. I may start recording those and putting those in there. But yeah, other than that, came back home and had a protein shake, 2 scoops of raw with 100 grams of blueberries. That would be a non-carb meal, essentially like a post-workout meal with no oats in it. Uh, but I start today. This morning I had 2 carb meals in a row before hitting back instead of the carb no carb. I just went ahead and did 2 carb meals. My 4 eggs with 2 pieces of toast and 50 grams of preserves, cherry preserves, and then the second meal I did 2 scoops of protein with 90 grams of oats, which is roughly 50 grams, I think, of carbs. Anyways, something like that. And then a banana. I threw a banana in there, blended it up. So that means these next 2 meals. Well, the meal I just had a meal of which the post workout shake with the blueberries, and then my next meal I'll also have no carbs. So it'll be carb, carb, no carb, no carb, and then my final meal of the night I'll have carbs again. So, anyways, other than that, not much else. I had to ride the bike to the gym today, so the bike I also don't own. Um, I borrowed it from Dory. It's her bike that she likes to ride around. It's an electric bike. It's a really nice bike, actually. Like, I get compliments on it. I don't tell people it's not mine, but I also don't tell people it is mine. I just kind of roll with it. I'm like, thanks, man. Appreciate it. It's like a baby blue color. I'll have to show you sometime. But yeah, it goes pretty quick. Probably, I would say probably like 22 miles an hour, 23. I mean, it goes pretty quick. It's not the safest going on like the main roads. That's why I think like there's a main road that I prefer not to go down because there's no sidewalk or even not there's no shoulder to even ride on either. It's just like straight like those skinny 2-lane roads that give you like an inch of space and people, man, they zoom past you. It's kind of scary, honestly. Like, I'm afraid one of these people are gonna like run me off the road. Like, people just don't care. Like, there's no like no decency. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know. That's just me. But um, there's an alternate route that is a little bit longer, but most of the way there's a sidewalk, and then it's like a straight shot, basically a straight shot to the gym. Um, but maybe one of these days I'll record me riding on that and yeah, put it up here or something like that. But for now, just kind of taking it day by day. Um, but yeah, we'll get right into the workout, and then I'll record a little outro, and then we'll call it a day. Peace. Alright, we're back. Hopefully you enjoyed that workout with no sound, because I don't want to get copyrighted on the music, even though I didn't have the speaker and the music was turned way low. But I also don't want to take the risk of getting flagged again. So that's why I mute all my clips right now. Um, I'll eventually not be lazy when it comes to maybe putting some music over it or something like that. But for now, we're just going to keep it chill, simple. I'm not going to overcomplicate this editing process. I prefer to just get the videos together, clip my sets, and then post it. Because the whole point of me doing this is to stay consistent with the posting of the YouTube videos and stuff like that. Um, and hopefully we see some growth over time. You know what I mean? Like, maybe once I get the money, I'll be able to afford a nicer camera. For now, I'm just using my $1,500 phone. That the quality ends up getting kind of butchered when it goes through all the channels. You know, I edit it on CapCut, then I download it to my phone, and then go through YouTube. It's just, I'm sure there's a better way of doing this, but this is what I know right now. I'm not being too hard on myself about this whole social media thing. You know what I mean? I'm just doing it because it's fun. I enjoy it. I love training. I love working out. Like, these are things that I'm passionate about, and I hope to continue to learn more um, throughout this journey, and just giving myself room to fail and to learn and to grow as a person. You know what I mean? I'm not perfect. You know what I mean? I have mistakes that I've made that I'm not the proudest of, but it doesn't matter because we're looking forward, and that's all you can do. You know what I mean? Be better than who you were yesterday, right? So, trying to get every meal in. I even went so far to buy a treadmill and put it in my room to make sure I'm not skipping cardio. Look at that. No excuses. Now I will be the first to admit that I've had days that I've missed, and it's not acceptable. All right, I've had to make up some cardio sessions on the following day. Staying up too late is a big problem of mine. I need to get to bed at a decent time, and once I kind of start nailing these things down, I know I'll be better for it because I've done it before. Um, but quite frankly, I don't have like a 9 to 5 job that I have to go to every day. Um, so I have the time and I have enough resources to be able to pursue this and be great at it. I do believe that genuinely. I do believe that I have the potential to be great as a natural bodybuilder. Um, and hopefully God opens some doors for me in the future for it. Maybe some sponsorships, whatever. Um, but I do really love training. It. I don't mean to sound like cliche or anything, but it did kind of save me, right? Because I don't know what else I would have really done with my time or the talents that I have. Like, it's hard to think of me doing anything else, to be quite frank. Like, this is what people know me for. So part of my identity is in bodybuilding and in training and stuff like that. Like, and so if there's one thing I could offer is inspiration for people who want to be in fitness, and then not, you don't necessarily have to go hardcore. You know what I mean? You don't have to, how do I put it? You don't have to take steroids to like be a bodybuilder, basically. Like, and I know that's not like, I've been around bodybuilders, and I'm around it every day, and I don't want to be put myself on this pedestal like I'm better just because I'm natural. That is not at all what I'm doing. But if I could offer inspiration for people who think similarly to me, then it would be that it's okay. Don't compare yourself to people who are just in a different league. Like, it's apples and oranges. You know what I mean? Anyways, but thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next week for, I believe, probably 160 days out, starting with chest. So right back to it. But see you guys.